Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So one of the greatest skills you can learn, you can create, you can become masterful at, is learning how to ride those waves. So today it is a rainy day here in beautiful Victoria, BC, Canada. It is summertime. We rarely get any rain in summer. And it made me kind of reflect on this, and I was sharing this analogy with a client. So there is this funny thing that we often feel as human beings, that how we feel about ourselves, our inner state, right, whatever that we're feeling, is somehow contingent and at the mercy of what happens outside of us, okay? Things people say, things that they do, things that they don't say, things that they don't do, situations that come up, business deals that go awry, your health, being sick, or your health being in a crisis, or even something like the weather. And so here's how this kind of goes, right? This notion, we'll use the weather because this is a simple one, right? It's like, oh, it's a sunny day, it's beautiful, it's warm, I'm in a good mood, okay? Or this is a, quote, good day because the sun's out, right? Scenario number two, that was scenario number one. Scenario number two is, oh, it's cloudy, it's rainy, it's cold, it's snowy, it's whatever, right? It's windy. And therefore, since it's not a, quote, nice day, I'm having now a shitty day. I'm having a bad day. I don't feel good. I feel this. I feel like negative, right? And listen, we've all been there before. But, weather is a good example to give with this, sister, because I think we both can agree on the fact of we don't have any control over the weather. But guess what? We don't have any control over what our spouses say or do, our kids, our coworkers. We don't have any say over, someone cutting us off in traffic. Like, there are so many things in life that we choose to change how we feel inside. We literally give our power away to that person or that circumstance based on what someone has done or based on what the weather is. Now, you could go the conversation of, we feel better, our bodies when it's sunshine. Like, I get it. Let's just put that piece aside though, right? And let's talk about this right now. We get to choose our state. What a beautiful gift as a human being. And there will be waves that you will have to ride in life often. Waves that come that you don't expect. The health crisis, the challenge with finances, the thing happening with work or business not coming through, challenges with relationships, things that come up with your children. Like, shit is gonna happen. And then what do we do often when it comes up? Oh, I wish it wasn't there. I wish it would go away. Let me bury my head in the sand. Let me just run the subconscious program that says I'm a victim and bad things happen to me. See, here it comes again. No, it's just simply, this is life, right? And so there's two options that you have. The way that I really see this, sister, it's number one, resist and, push against and get mad about and create all sorts of stories how life has done you wrong. And life is hard. Yeah, life is hard. Let's just, it's like, it's almost like getting upset that one day you're going to actually die. Yes, you will. Yes, that will happen. Or, oh my God, I'm getting older. I'm getting wrinkles in my face. Yep, it's probably going to happen too. So you can either have a little tantrum about the things that do not go the way that you want. And listen, I don't mean to make light of this. There may be some really big things that have happened. You're just like, I don't even understand what's happening right now. I can't even comprehend. So this is not for me to be dismissive about, you lose a loved one suddenly, something big, like you just got diagnosed with something that's incredibly significant that I want you to understand. I'm not coming from the space of, oh, just get over it, right? I get that. And there's these feelings that come up, and there'll be things for you to process in this. But We can either resist against what is, which Byron Katie talks about. That's really suffering, right? Like basically pushing up against reality of what is. Or we can choose to surrender and learn how to surf those waves and learn how to adapt and learn how to recover. So I'm not saying you can't be upset about something ever. Of course you can, right? Like, let's say, again, something simple like the weather today. What if you had a big birthday party planned for your kids or one of your kids, and it was like outside. And then suddenly it's pouring rain, right? So, you could take a look at that and just say, fuck, this sucks. Maybe your son, your daughter's like really upset. Oh, what are we going to do, mommy? And you could be there for a moment too. And then it's just like, okay, so now I'm acknowledging the suck. I'm acknowledging that I'm upset or I'm disappointed. Okay, I'm just going to be with that. I'm not going to create a story about it. I'm not going to go, oh, see, we shouldn't have done this. Oh, this always happens to me. Oh my God, it's so stressful. No, you don't need to add fuel to that fire. You can just be in the feeling that you're feeling. And then go, okay, let's talk about what we're going to do now. What are our options? We can have the party inside. We can, let's call up a community center. Maybe they'll have some availability for one of the gyms and we can move it in there, right? You'll go to the place of solution. You'll be able to ride that wave. Now, you might take a look and say, well, that's an easy thing, like a freaking kid's birthday party, right? But what if I suddenly get diagnosed with something or one of my family members passed away? That's a different process, right? So the waves will be little waves and big waves throughout your day, throughout your life. And the more that you can learn to adapt and ride those waves, be in the wave, be a part of it, be a part of the thing that's happening with you. So let me give you a short story. When we were in practice as chiropractors, we had a chiropractic practice, my husband and I, in St. Albert, Alberta, Canada, for about 14 years. No longer in practice because now I'm doing this. So my husband's doing other things in business. And we would often share with our patients, because we did lots of education, constantly, not just at the beginning when people are new patients coming in, but it was ongoing because there's just really different, ways that people have grown up with seeing health or that we see in North America. That's quite honestly, it's pretty messed up, right? And so it was a lot of teaching and conversations about learning to trust your body and that these things that come up, do have a purpose in them, and being empowering patients with them versus being afraid of what was going on, right? And so we would often say to them that, when you're under regular chiropractic care, when your nerve system is functioning better, that your body adapts better. This is fact. The nerve system controls every single organ, gland, tissue, everything in the body. It's like the master controller, right? And so if your nervous system is functioning well, yes, a lot of people felt better, but that was not really the true purpose of what we did, or quite honestly, in our opinions as chiropractors, what chiropractic is. It was really about your nervous system functioning optimally so that when the wave came around in life, you would be able to surf that one better. You would be able to adapt better to the stress in your life. Because see, the solution is not to say, well, just remove the stress, right? So if I go back to in practice with this example, people would say, well, when I'm on holidays, things are great. I'm like, well, that's awesome. Good for you. Take care of yourself and having time break. But that's not the majority of your life. And so stress is something that will be there in life. So what are we going to do with it? To say I just will avoid the stress is ridiculous. That makes no sense, right? Because even if you did, let's say if the stress was it could be it was a toxic job or toxic relationship or toxic friendship, or I don't know, maybe, you've been drinking a lot and you're like, let me remove that. So there's certain things you might go, yes, but here's the deal. There's going to be something else that comes along. You can't just walk away from every single thing or just say, well, I just won't do that. Also in practice, I had patients that would say to me, well, just, my doctor said that I can't do this, and this. I'm like, well, let's take a look at what you can't do list and what you can do. Because here's the deal. The way that you're moving, the way that things are progressing, the can't do list is going to basically be the whole list. You can't just say, don't do this, don't do that. It's why is this happening? Why am I not able to adapt? Let me learn the skills to actually do that. And what would be interesting with our patients is that, in the course of 14 years in practice, we had some patients that passed away. Maybe they had, we had things like that. We had patients who had lost loved ones. That maybe they had a heart attack, like really sudden, broke a leg, different things like that. And inevitably, those patients that were under care for a significant period of time in regular, consistent care, and we're investing in other areas of their health, but under regular, consistent chiropractic care, with their nervous system functioning at its optimal best, that they were able to adapt very well to those stressors. And would often say that. We'll go, man, with all this stuff that's happening, I can't believe how well I'm adapting. Now, it didn't mean that they weren't cognizant as to what was going on. They didn't deny their feelings or what was happening. But again, they were able to adapt, even in something like a health crisis. They had a heart attack, had a stroke, and broke a leg. They would always have, this would be the stories, right? They, whatever would happen, that particular, health event, that we'd see them soon afterwards because I know I got to get back in for regular care. This is going to help my body to heal faster, which was true. And would inevitably have their doctors, surgeons, neurologists, whoever was involved, whatever was happening, say to them, I cannot believe how quickly that you're healing. I don't know what you're doing, but this stuff never, it usually takes way longer. Or would go, what are you doing? They were curious, right? I'm seeing my chiropractor, and then it would kind of be dismissed because they couldn't accept or believe that was why. But that was why. There was nothing else that was different. And so their ability to adapt, their ability to ride the wave of what was happening with that health crisis was really what made all the difference. And so we can apply this same principle to anything in our life, right? Whether it was the physical stress of something was happening with their health, it's emotional stress we deal with, it's mental stress, it's relationship stress, it's parenting stress, it's work stress, it's money stress, it's any of these things, right? It is about adapting. It is learning how to ride those waves. So here's your more tip for today. I want you to open up your journal, and at the top of your journal write this: the wave I will choose to ride better is. Okay, we're going to stick with this analogy. The wave that I will choose to ride better is, and I want you to journal what, number one, what is that significant thing that you're just struggling with right now, right? You're having a challenge with, or it's a thing that's been going on for a while, right? And then I want you to write this is the next piece, okay? Just letting this come through to me right now. So the wave that I will, what did I say again? The wave that I will choose to ride better is, and then the second piece is, and I choose this because. So we're going to get to what is your why. See, because right now you're going to go to the how of this. Well, how do I do this? Right? And there's lots of different ways for that. And we're not going to address this in this podcast. Maybe another one. We'll talk about different tools. This is a lot of stuff that I do with coaching, really. It's hard to because everyone's a little bit different, right? But, and then, I'm going to choose to do this because, or this is important to me because, or this matters to me because, and really figure out your why. Because if you really figure out what that thing is that you, number one, you become aware of it, right? Number two, you then intentionally just go, I'm going to choose this. And here's why. You will find out the how. You will figure it out. You will get the support you need. You will get the help that you need. Okay? And, this is, again, these are the types of skills that I teach my coaching clients. Really, is how do you ride the waves? It's not about giving advice. I don't tell anybody what to do. It was not even that when I was in practice as a chiropractor, quite frankly. It's what can be done to really, what are the tools that can be taught to learn how to ride these waves better? And, the three biggest waves, again, we'll keep rolling with this analogy here, is that I have witnessed and observed with women over the years here coaching, even in practice as a chiropractor, really, is three significant things. Number one is this feelings of worthiness or lack of worthiness, not enough, not good enough. Number two is being stuck in this subconscious program. We're all there. We've all been there. Or we're all working through it, where it's just the same stuff showing up. Feelings of unworthiness, feelings of abandonment, being rejected, fear, anxiety, we're just cycling on a program, and it's subconscious. We're not even aware of it, right? So it's how to really break that pattern and be aware of that. And the third is like, what is this, what is it to be in my feminine as a woman? Like, it sounds like a funny thing, right? To be like, well, what do you mean? Like, I'm a woman. Like, what do you mean, how do I be a woman? But it's really understanding this power that you have in your feminine that's like nothing else, and how so many of us, me included, have swung so far at different points in our life to being that really masculine, very aggressive, very out of alignment for who we are. Now, we all have masculine and feminine in us, women and men, and they're all different times that those are necessary. And so I don't look back at those times and go, oh, I wish I would have done this sooner. It's what is. It doesn't matter at this point. It's all served. And everything in your life is served as well too. But it's really understanding that and that feeling of alignment for who you are as a woman, and what is the power that we have that is distinct and unique and beautiful and powerful, and learning how to really tap into that to create the things you want within your life. And the women that I coach, they're at a crisis. They're at a crossroads. They're really searching. This might be for you if you're just like, man, I've tried so many things, Karen, and it's got a little bit of effect and effort here and there, but like nothing consistent, right? And so it's not for kind of resting on your laurels. Like, you have definitely put the effort in, but it's just like, all right, I get it. I surrender. I need some help. I need some support to really navigate through this time in my life right now. And so this is my summer one-on-one coaching program where I had opened up 3 spots. So it's 3 months. So right now as we record, this is middle July. So it'll go July, August into September, obviously, because it's over 3 months. And I just said, you know what? I want to really connect with 3 women that are at this crisis, this crossroads point in their life. They've tried all this stuff. They are, really willing to put in the work. And they're just like, I need help. I need support. I can't do this alone. And by the way, nobody can do it alone. We all need support. We all need help. We're all here together in this, really. And so right now there are one spot that is left right now for this. And actually, just, as I record this, I have 2 women I'm getting on the phone with tomorrow on Thursday that are applying. And so they could very well be gone. Yeah, that last spot will be gone, like, that's it, kind of thing, right? So this is by application only, and these are for 3 women, right? Where it's just a really intensive time over these 3 months. The reason it's only 3 women, by the way, is you literally have me 24/7. So I have a client right now. We've been messaging back and forth a lot over the last week or so, and so there's a lot of support in between the weekly calls, like lots. So because it's that intensive for me, and I really want to be there and focused for you, there's only that much time. I got 2 little boys I care for. I got other things happening right now this summer. So 1 more spot left. So here's how you apply for that. You need to email me, drkarenosburn@gmail.com. So it's drkarenosburn@gmail.com, drkarenosburn@gmail.com, and just say, hey, Karen, I'd like to apply for that last spot. Okay, and I will send you further instructions from there. So I will talk to you in the next episode. Just know a life of more, sister, is 1 step away from you learning how to ride those waves. Surf's up, sister, every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.